Hello and welcome to the 2019 Kia Optima LX oil change video. As we prepare to change the oil, you will see that we have a pair of ramps for bringing the car up off the ground a little bit. I got a couple of 17mm ratchets of various gauges. I've got Mobile Extended Performance 5-weight 20 oil, and I've got a Perlator 1 PL 14459 filter. As I prepare to back the car out up on the ramps, I'll take note of the mileage, which is 3,344. Yes, this is my first ever oil change in this car. Prior to this, I had a 2010 Mazda 6 and I changed the oil every time. Incidentally, it was also 17mm socket and same oil, but a different filter. Not that that matters. Note that the parking brake is set and the car is adequately up on the ramps. The hood release is right there. There is the lever that you have to push to the left to release the hood. The hood stays up all by itself, which is nice. The orange dipstick is for checking the oil level. And if you look right here, you will see the oil cap. And it does say to use SAE 5-weight 20. A couple other items that you won't want to get is a way to put oil back into your car without making a big mess. So I have this nice little funnel here. And I have a couple of drain pans. One I use for the actual oil, main oil drain, and then the other one is to put underneath the filter area. So I can have both draining at the same time without making a mess. Notice that I do this without any newspaper because of my experience, but I do recommend putting down some newspaper just in case you have an accidental spill. Another thing that I like to do is loosen but not completely remove the oil cap before I get started. Okay, it's time to get underneath there and remove the main drain plug. Well folks, the first thing I can tell you for certain is that Kia is trying to make it a little bit more difficult for do-it-yourselfers because there is no access to the drain pan or the oil filter. Looks like I'm going to have to remove some panels to get to that. What a pain. So it's only been a couple of minutes. The diameter of the oil drain hole is pretty wide, so it drains quickly. Also, I was a little surprised at the flow of the oil when I first got the cap off, and my hand was covered with oil, but I didn't spill any on the driveway. But I think next time I'll be a little bit better prepared, and I'll also probably wear a latex glove that I can just toss after I'm done. Okay, so that was the first major step, is removing the 17mm plug and draining the oil. And I'll let that drain until I don't see any continuous flow. And while that's completing, I will use my other drain pan and remove the oil filter. And hopefully I won't need a wrench, because I don't have one, I don't think. So the oil change just cost me an additional $7. Thanks to factory torquing, there's no way that anybody's going to get one of these off with one hand, unless you're the Hulk. So anyway, this is going to make light work of it. It's an 80mm shoot, Autocraft AC 10088. Advanced Auto Parts had them. Walmart did not. It's about $6.95, I think. Okay, so now we can resume taking off the oil filter. Yes, success. It was quite easy with the oil wrench. There's the setup you need, a nice little ratchet with a lengthy extender. No problem at all. Okay, so I take the oil pan drain nut and I clean it really good. There is no washer, just a very shiny machine surfaced edge that acts as a washer. So now it's time to remove the seal from the oil, and on that seal is usually a little bit of oil residue. Dip your finger on that oil residue and just put it around the surface of the rubber gasket. That will ensure that the gasket goes on smoothly and also comes off a little bit easier on your next oil change. Now I'm going to take this filter, crawl under the car, clean any oil off the machine surface where the oil filter mounts, and then I'm going to install the new oil filter. I think I give it like a 3/4 turn, hand tight. Okay, see you. So here we are. I caution you to make sure that your funnel is nice and clean. You don't want to get any contaminants in your fresh oil. I pretty much poured it all by hand. I'm just letting the last few remaining precious drops of oil drain in, thanks to gravity. I'll give it maybe another minute or so, and then I will pull everything out and put the cap back on. Oh, and while you're at it, you might as well check all your other fluid levels and make sure they're up to par. You got your brake fluid, and there's probably some automatic transmission fluid around here somewhere, although I don't quite see it. Interesting. Well, I don't really know anything about this car. I can definitely put some more windshield wiper fluid in. Got some right here. So the oil cap is back on. It clicks when it's tight. I'll let it click a few times. Got my windshield wiper full. So I might actually vacuum these leaves and just clean this area up a little bit while I've got the hood open. Never hurts to keep your engine clean, right? So I'm just going to spray a little WD-40 on these 7 bolts before I put them back in. It's now time to reinstall the oil change cover plate on the bottom of the car. Okay, as you can see, I've got the panel back on. Again, there's 7 bolts. Unlike anything that's fastened with multiple fasteners, get them all started before you tighten any of them, just to make sure it's fully aligned. Okay, so most people would think they're done with the oil change, but you're not done until you've cleaned up and responsibly disposed of your oil. So here we are, draining the last of the oil back into their container. Just a little extra information. This oil filter is supposed to be good for 10,000 miles. It was about $8.50 at Advanced Auto Parts. Again, you can see the part number there. It's a PL 14459. The oil, I got it at Walmart. I think it was like $26. Well worth it though. Synthetic is the way to go for sure. Okay, we're all done, and it's time to bring her down off the ramps. Yep, she's purring like a kitten. Probably loving that synthetic. Alright, this concludes the video. Hope you learned something and were at least mildly entertained. Take care. God bless.